we're all set to go. We're hoping that Dr. Michael Hood will join us here this morning on Indiana in the Morning by telephone because he's not able to come in and visit with us. And we're very happy, though, to have Dr. Carolyn Princess in with us here in the studio from IUP and one of the Leaders Circle nominees. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. It's good to have you in the studio with us again. You said it's been a long time. It really has.
It has been a very long time.
I blame you for that.
Good to see you. Oh, you blame me? Okay. All right.
You are a Leaders Circle nominee for the Athena Award this year.
I am.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Surprising. Everybody has that reaction.
Yeah.
Why me?
Why me? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It was a surprise to me. So.
Yeah. And you were nominated by the American Association of University Women.
Yes.
Close to your heart, that group, isn't it?
Close to my heart.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So tell me about the moment when you found out that they wanted to nominate you and how you tried to talk them out of it, because everybody tries to talk them out of it.
Well, it was kind of weird. I got an email and I said, "Is this for real?" And it said, "Congratulations."
Mm-hmm.
The AAUW, they were going to nominate me for this award. And I go, they said, "Congratulations, it's an honor. Will you accept?" I go, "I don't know if this is a scam or not." So I talked to the president, and she said, yes. And I was like honored but surprised, because I just do what I do.
Yeah, and that's what everybody says. This is what I do. And it
Um,
really goes back to your childhood, doesn't it?
All the way
it's
back.
The raising within the family and the community in which you live.
And I think that's where it goes, because we were always taught to help others from the very beginning. And one of the things I remember, it is to better to give than to receive.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's followed me all my life.
Who taught you those principles?
My mom and dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a wonderful way to
Yeah.
live, isn't it? And,
Yes.
And to have been raised in such a loving family is so important. And there are so many people who are and do follow those rules of life, and it's good to know. Women have always been a particular passion of yours, young women, and getting them started on careers that maybe they didn't even think that they would ever be able to follow a course such as the one they ended up following. Why has that always been so important to you?
Well, that also goes back to my childhood, too. It goes back with my father. He always taught me that I could be strong, do what my heart desired, and he pushed me, and I think that's where it came from. So, women have a hard time sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I had responsibility for my family, my siblings, and so, but it was my father, more my father than anything, who taught me that we've got to help the young women and girls move ahead. So, but he pushed me first,
Yeah.
It came from the inside, and it just kept going and going. So that's what I've been doing. And
women who enter the field of education as you have, and particularly university education,
yes,
generally they tend to move around a lot. Not just women, but anybody in particularly university administration. They're at 6, 7, 8 universities climbing a ladder. You were at Frostburg State, correct?
yes.
And you had been here in Indiana for many, many years. Why did you settle here in Indiana when so many people in educational fields move around from university to university?
Well, I love what I was doing. I loved working with students. I love working with helping students to get to where they want to go, particularly the underrepresented student, but also making a difference in terms of how we go out and affect all of our students and creating culture and diversity awareness. And it was a good place for me to be and raise my kids here, and I don't know.
And like most people, you're probably surprised. I've been here that long?
I am.
Yeah.
I had no idea I would be here this long, because I remember my dean from Frostburg kept saying, you might have to move twice to where you find where you want to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was still here, and my son went through school here. One went to Penn State, one went to IUP. And I help so many students, and that's what I love to do. You know, I love to see the smile on their face.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
And I think that's what pushed and kept me here, just being here for the students.
We're talking with Dr. Carolyn Princess, IUP, and also an author. You have a new book out, don't you?
Wow. Yes, I do. I have my first book out.
Mm-hmm.
It's about looking at the changing frontier that we're facing in our country and how we can deal with that. And I used my work with students throughout my career and my work with graduating diverse students and listening to their words and phrases, put them together in a poem, put together in a book, and it's called Reimagining Destiny, Reflective Poems of a New Generation. Now, it's just not a poem book. It's a poem, I would say, reflection. It is used for discussion. So if you read these poems, you hear the voices of these children, these students. They're often not heard. But for me, they give me hope for the future. And when we read these poems, and that's what I'm getting, they reflect how we can come together and work together. Because, you know, as the demographics change, we're going to have to use a new approach to working with people of all backgrounds.
Yeah.
So I decided to put this book together, reflecting the poems that I wrote based on the work with my students and their phrases, the words and phrases I heard from them, I received from them from their graduation.
Yeah. Oh.
And I don't know. I think we should have known this a long time ago. Should have been there. But now, to me, I said it's an urgency. So we need to reimagine and look anew at how we see people of color. And when I say people of color, I'm talking about all people, because we're all people of color.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. How can people get their hands on the book?
It's on many of this websites like Amazon and Barnes and Noble, and the publisher is Ex Libris, and I didn't forget. Go on exlibris.com and you can find it.
All right.
It's I think it's going well. Things people are saying, I'm like totally surprised. I just, you know, you just do something. I'm always just looking, how can I have an impact? You know, how can I make a difference? How can I bring people together? How can I do this in a non-threatening way? This is an old story about people, how people feel or work with people of color. I just want to move that pendulum forward and give them a tool that they can use to start this conversation, look at how our students are, what they're saying, and look at the roles they're going to take in the future.
Dr. Carolyn Princess, she's a nominee for the Athena Award, and on the telephone with us this morning is Michael Hood. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and it's good to have you with us. Calling from an undisclosed location, I see.
My location has been disclosed. I'm in Oxford, Mississippi.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, what's down there?
I got hired, surprisingly, to come down and direct a production of She Kills Monsters for their Department of Theater and Film.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Michael, of course, is a nominee for Male Civic Leader and was nominated by the Rotary Club of Indiana. Michael, we've had you in the studio so often and enjoyed your wit and your wisdom. When you found out that you were nominated for Male Civic Leader of the Year, what was your reaction?
Well, one is humbled to start with. I don't look at volunteer work or work for the community as something that's special or above what ought to be expected. So I just do what I do. And I know there are so many deserving people. So having my peers in the Rotary Club nominate me again, it's not the first time they've nominated me, is a great honor, and I'm, of course, thrilled by it. Of course, I also had not predicted that following my retirement at the end of June, I would almost immediately be offered a guest artist gig. So Sorry, I'm not there.
Well, it's okay that you're not here. We know that you're here in spirit, and it's amazing the comments about the nomination that you gave were reflected by Dr. Princess as well. Same thing. It seems to be a common theme among all and down through the years. Leader Circle nominees, the why me syndrome, and that's a good thing because that really speaks to the spirit of the entire Leader Circle program.
I think that volunteerism is central to community, and we have a great community. So, what's your choice? You know?
You're right. You're right. It is. If you're going to be a part of a community, you have to be a living part of a community. And I think that's what you're saying to us here this morning.
Yeah, I mean, ironically or sillily or something, I can tell you that I spent part of my day yesterday selling Rotary luxury raffle tickets. So,
from Oxford, here. Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah. Or by long distance, I'm not selling them to people who live here. I think that would be a stretch.
That would be a coup, is what that would be. Bring some of that Oxford money here, will you, Michael?
Oh, boy, yeah.
What university?
I'm at Ole Miss.
At Ole Miss. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, we wish you continued success, and we look forward to seeing you back. Are you going to be back here for September 27th?
No, I cannot be, unfortunately. The play opens September 28th. So I will be hard after final dress rehearsals on the 27th. But you will all be in my thoughts. Carolyn, you certainly will be in my thoughts.
Well, you too.
And I know it's always a wonderful event, so I know it will be enjoyable for people.
It will.
Michael, thank you so much for being with us, and success and the best of luck for you down in Oxford, Mississippi.
Good luck, Michael.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Carolyn. You guys take care.
All right, you too.
There's Michael Hood. I'll tell you what, maybe he's starting a whole new roving career here.
Well, I think you get some point at your time in your life where you move forward into things that you do. Right now, I'm working heavily with the American Association of University Women, and just expanding the efforts to help our women and move them into the future. So that's one of the things I'm doing. I'm doing a whole bunch of things right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
You having fun?
I'm actually having fun. I do things that I like to do, and it's expanding now into more of the community. So I've been doing it for a long time, and just keep rolling. I don't know.
That's it. You just got to keep rolling.
You just do it. Like Michael said, you don't do it for gratification in terms of awards. I never thought about it. I just, like I said, I just do what I do. Do what I do best.
Do it well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming in to visit with us today. We appreciate it.
I thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Do it again soon, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Todd.
I love when she comes to visit with us. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. Well, we're almost up to the marker here. Coming up at the top of the hour, news from Fox, and then it is the Brian Kilmeade Show. Josh Widdowson will be back with us at noon, but it's an abbreviated Pirates schedule today. The Pirates are actually coming on the air today, so afternoon baseball from the Buccos this afternoon here on WCCS. Have a wonderful day. We're back with more, including a couple of new Leader Circle nominees tomorrow here in Indiana in the Morning.